Hi guys, getting ready, packing for the Trans-Florida Rally, and I wanted to do a little comparison of the Klim Badlands Pro, the original suit that I have, and the brand new, just released Badlands Pro suit. Klim was nice enough to send me a suit to test out and kind of show you guys the differences and do a review on. So here I am in my shop, been packing, getting ready for the Trans-Florida Rally. Stick with me, we're going to check out both of these versions of the suit and we'll show you the differences. So what we've got here are the two jackets. We're going to compare them side by side. This is the original Badlands Pro jacket that's Klim manufactured with an agreement with KTM to make a branded jacket, and that's what this is here. So what you're seeing is the original Badlands Pro branded for KTM, and there's plenty of websites right now where you can look and do like detailed breakdowns. Revzilla's got a great one, but I'll just go over some quick features with you. One of the complaints about the original ones were these zipper pulls, and they tended to break off the little plastic piece, and if you can see, there's one right here that came off. Now, in all fairness to Klim, you can cut these things off and thread some paracord through there, or some small laces, but these things tended to come off, and then the zippers were quite small. So on the front of this jacket, you've got two waterproof pockets. You can see the waterproof zippers. This is a pocket that was designed for a spot tracker, and one of the original criticisms, at least I had, about this jacket was it really didn't fit in a Delorme inReach. Now this is where I carry my inReach all the time, and it's a pretty decent fit. You know, it's not perfect. The new Garmin version of this is much larger, and I don't know if it'll actually fit in this pocket and close. So I'm going to show you the difference between this pocket and the one on the new Badlands Pro in a second. Going through the jacket, one of the features that they originally had on the Badlands Pro was a very high collar, and from the factory it was very stiff, and a lot of people complained about this collar. Mine has broken in nicely. This snap here is kind of a pain. It's hard to get to. The Velcro would have been fine. And if you look when you open this up, you've got a back protector here. The only way to get to the water bladder, though, is to remove this back protector because the zipper to get to it's in the back. Then you have these two chest panels here that can be removed that look to be like D3O, but it's a little bit different product. Everything else in this jacket's D3O armor. Klim put a bunch of pockets on the inside of this thing, which I really liked a lot. And I'll show you. The main zipper is not waterproof, but it is kind of housed in a double layer to keep it waterproof, and I've never had a problem with it. So you had a ton of pockets here. There was a large pocket on this side, kind of an elastic pocket over here. You've got this pocket that unzips, the pocket over here made for headphones, a large pocket over here, same as the other side. Actually, these aren't pockets, but I used them as pockets. This is where you pull your armor out, but I could put like a bandana and things like that in there. This, kind of the same thing, goes into where this armor, Deflection Armor, which is now a product that Klim owns. And then another pocket here. Waistband. Pretty simple, not really much to it. You've got a zipper here to connect into pants, and then Klim had a secret pocket over here that I put money in there usually, so I'd have some extra cash. That's the inside, really quick on the original Badlands Pro. On the outside, as I said, you had the two waterproof pockets up front here, 1 and 2, and then 2 hand warmer pockets, which were also waterproof. No ventilation on the outside of the jacket other than opening it up. That being said, when you open this jacket up and you wanted to keep the collars open, they had provided this little bit of Velcro here. I always had a problem getting this to stick. Mine would always pop off. In the second version of the Badlands, they used snaps, which became a complaint. People didn't like the snaps at all. So I'm going to show you how they changed it in the new one. Real quick, you had a pit zip, which for me was impossible to access while I was riding. Waterproof pit zip, and then on the arm you had two cinches to keep the bunching up, or actually the loose material from the arm kind of tight, so you could tighten these things up. and then you had two ventilation zippers here. Again, I found this top zipper hard to open and close without the jacket being off. And then a ventilation zipper here as well. And then the dreaded monkey paws, which everybody hated. These things kind of go over your hand. I never used them on my jacket. Some guys cut them off. In the second version of the Badlands, they removed these things completely. And they no longer exist on the Badlands Pro, which I thought was a great idea. They were kind of a pain. Didn't let airflow in either. On this side over here, the only addition you have is this little pocket right here that's designed to hold a little security card. That one of the things you get when you buy the Badlands is a card that you can send back to Klim where it gives you your medical information. Put it in here. This little symbol, similar to a caduceus, a medical emergency symbol, will alert emergency personnel that there's a card or something in there related to emergency medicine, so they can go and check it out. Okay, again on the back, KTM logos all over this thing. You got two really large zippered vents here, and if you notice, these are like open directly into the suit. It goes behind. You can put your hand through here completely, and on the bottom you have a waterproof rabbit pocket as well. I use this pocket a lot, and I don't want to say it's waterproof. The zipper's really not waterproof, but I would put like a baseball cap in here, my Klim Forecast gloves, extra maps, just stuff that I had that I didn't want to carry. I found it to be very useful. All right, so let's look at the new jacket real quick. So this is the brand new Badlands Pro. Just came out. Much more subdued when it comes to logos, which I like. So you don't see a lot of big colorful logos all over the thing. A lot more ventilation on this jacket than the previous versions. Starting with the collar, it's lower. Much more comfortable, a lot softer. It still has the pull here on the back to tighten it up if you want to tighten it up. I've never actually used that. A lot of guys do though. How they fix the issue with the collar staying open, which I really like, are they put these little loops on here and this little clip. So no more buttons that push into your skin or hurt. This is a really simple way of doing it. Kind of elegant. Like I said, the collar is much lower now. When we open this up, same type of configuration in the front with a layer to keep it waterproof. Originally, when I saw the detailed breakdown from Revzilla on this coat, they said these pockets weren't waterproof, but these are waterproof zippers. So I don't know if they had a pre-production sample, a prototype, waterproof zippers, and you actually have a little opening here where the tube from your bladder gets routed through, so you can have a water bladder in this as well. Speaking of that, they made the water bladder a lot easier to access now, because instead of having to pull your armor out of the back to access it, they've actually put a zipper in right up on the top. So as you can see, this is where the bladder hangs. Much easier. You can route the tube through here. You can feel where it goes. It's simple to route. I've done it a couple times. D3O armor in the back, zippered in place. Deflection armor in the front. This deflection armor now meets in the middle. It doesn't overlap like the other one did. The zipper to get it out. Now they've kind of changed the pocketing a little bit to one large pocket inside here on both sides. You can see this. Okay. You still have your secret stash pocket. They just kind of changed it to put it over here. And you've got that here. And there's another one they've included in another location I'll show you as well. They really beefed up the waistband now. The kidney band has got much more elastic secondary support to it. And now they've designed it so you can actually tuck it in and hide it, because there's zippers over here on these openings. So you're able to take this band, put it inside the coat, or take it out completely and zip this up if you don't want to use it. This kind of the reason why I like these jackets so much, and jackets similar to this like the Aero Stitch, is because it's a Gore-Tex shell. So if you notice, there's nowhere in this jacket to zip in any type of thermal liner or rain liner, because it's not needed. The jacket's waterproof, it's breathable. If you want to add thermal protection, you just layer. So it could be anything from a very, very lightweight wool or fleece pullover to another sweater underneath this thing. So that's the whole idea behind this, is layering. It makes it much more versatile, in my opinion, when you're able to layer. So again, 100% Gore-Tex Pro, very, very high quality product and expensive to use in manufacturing. You still have your zipper here to the pants. It's longer than it was in the original Badlands, much longer. It's almost double the size. And you have your zipper over here for another little secret pocket inside here. Okay. See that right there? Little zippered secret pocket. One-handed adjustment for the clinch on the take up the waistband, very easy to use. It's on both sides, so you don't need any straps. Real simple. Ton of ventilation on this jacket. That's the one thing I really like about it being from Florida, is I can open it up. There are 2 vents on the chest here that the way they've done these now is there's mesh on the inside of them, so you just can't go inside the jacket. Another 2 vents here on the side. All of these are easy to operate while the coat's on. I've tried them. Vent on the upper arm, vent on the forearm here. No more monkey paw, just a Velcro strap to adjust it. Everywhere you see this material like this is all reflection. So there's reflective material all out this jacket, and it's very subdued. All right, so let's talk about the pocket. This is the one part of this jacket that I wish Klim would have changed. And we were actually at the factory and gave them a little input. For whatever reason, they decided to just keep it for a spot tracker. So if you see, the pocket's actually gotten smaller. It's on the arm now, and I think they probably had to do that to put it on the arm. But to try to put an inReach in here now, it's just barely going to fit. So I know one of the comments is, well, why don't you just mount your inReach on the handlebars? And a lot of guys do that, especially with the new Garmin version of the inReach, because it's got some really nice GPS mapping software in it. For me, I want this on my body. So if for some reason I'm in an accident or a crash in the wilderness and I'm thrown from the bike, maybe break a leg, I can't move, I want my inReach with me, not attached to the bike. The bike may be down the side of the mountain. This will be with me. That's the reason why I like having it in my coat. If it doesn't work out in this pocket, I'll put it someplace else. This pocket's definitely small. It fits, but it's not much Velcro holding it in. Not like it was in the other pocket. So hopefully, maybe they'll design the next version of it for the larger inReach, but we'll see. Okay, so moving on, we talked about the pockets and the vents in the front. In the back of this jacket, you've got even more vents than the original one. You've got a behind the arm vent here. You've got the back vents. Notice these are all waterproof zippers, all with mesh on the inside. I can't put my hand in here. And they kind of changed the rabbit pocket to be a more traditional rabbit pocket, which I actually like this, because the zippers are on the side, and these are waterproof now. So I'm imagining this whole pocket is waterproof completely. I use this pocket a lot. It's very, very useful. So that's it. More reflection here. You can see these panels. Reflection here. Small logo. The jacket actually feels a lot lighter. They've used different material in the construction. Again, there's plenty of other videos online that talk about the jacket. I just wanted to kind of do a comparison of the features. The D30 armor that's in these now is much different now. It's all ventilated. It's a new version of D30. Again, for lightness and more ventilation in the jacket. So we'll talk about the pants here in a second. Okay, guys. So here we are. Original Badlands Pro, labeled with KTM. A lot of orange on these things. A lot of orange. And the new Badlands Pro pants. Sizing, I actually opted for the short pants instead of the the regular. And for me, with a normal inseam of 32 to 31 inches, the short fit much better than the regular ones did. These things were kind of dragging. Again, here's the coat to a pants zipper on the old one, and here it is on the new one. Much longer. It's now on the... Makes a lot more sense. This is on the outside of the pants. For whatever reason, these were on the inside. They were supposed to kind of come up, but this works a lot better. Better idea. There was some elastic on these. This doesn't, but it's got a little bit longer, as you can see, adjustment strap here. So that makes a lot more sense. I actually went with a different size on these two, a little bit bigger. These things always kind of ran a little tight on me. There was a lot of reflection on these. On this, it's the same thing, reflective material everywhere over the pockets. Ventilation, front vents, like the original one. The original pants had a rather large front vent here. Again, kind of, this one actually has mesh in it, so it really wasn't into the pants. This one is the same. Both waterproof zippers. This one's a little bit beefier, it looks like. Your pocket on the side, kind of a lot easier to get into than this pocket. It had a flap on it, and it made it difficult to get into. I can't tell you how many times I unzipped this thinking it was a pocket, dropped my wallet in it, and it goes all the way down here to the bottom of the leg. It won't fall out because it's kind of in here, but I couldn't find my wallet and was looking all over the place. We actually, when we were in Pie Town, New Mexico, Josh thought he lost his wallet, and we went everywhere looking for it, and it ended up being in his pants. Got a back vent here. This back vent's a little bit farther in the rear on the new pants, and if you can see, you can tell that how they did these now, the pulls. They've just laced some material with a little clip on here. You can actually buy these to replace this. Much easier to do. They're easier to replace. And that's also a waterproof zipper. The original pants, leather on the insides of the legs, waterproof zipper on the side with some snaps, which I liked a lot. On these pants, they were always so big, even with the big Forma boots, I always had them snapped all the way around the pants like this to keep anything from getting in. Reflective piping here, KTM all over these things. I tell you guys, these are great pants. I have a lot of miles and a crash in these things, and this is the result of the crash. That was in Colorado on hard packed dirt, kind of sliding down the road a little bit, and it just kind of rubbed through where the zipper was behind it. A little bit of gunk on here, not from a crash, but something that I had between this and my coat. Great. These are great. The original Badlands Pro pants were phenomenal. You can definitely tell the weight difference though between these and the new pants. The new pants are lighter. Again, it's going to be because of the new D30 armor, which this is larger, this armor, and it's also now shaped for left and right, whereas the armor in the original pants was pretty much ambidextrous. This new armor, as you can see, it's ventilated. It's designed to fit one side or the other. And there's also a coccyx protector here now, which didn't exist in the original pants. Like I said, these are short and they fit great. Great interior lining, very comfortable. Nice adjustments on them. Like I said, ventilation everywhere. On all these, like the original pants, there's parking garages for the zippers. The bottom, you've got a cinch over here for the leg to take up material. Same thing, waterproof zipper here covered by a flap. And actually this isn't a waterproof zipper because there's a gusset here. 3 snaps on the bottom so you can snap this all the way closed like I like. Leather on the inside. Knee protectors that are adjustable. All the protectors on these in the elbows and the knees are adjustable for where they sit on you. There's some Velcro inside there that you can move them up and down. This is a phenomenal pant. I wear these things with just a pair of Stance underwear underneath. They're very comfortable. I don't put these over jeans just because I like the mobility and the comfort. Gusset on the inside. I've been wearing that Badlands Pro suit commuting to work, the original one, in driving rain, and never once have I gotten wet. I know people have complained saying they've gotten wet. Me personally, I never had a problem. I had an Aero-Stitch Darien suit, which is very similar, a Gore-Tex shell, nowhere near the features that this has, but for some reason in my Darien, my crotch would always get wet. I don't know why. The original one, I never had a problem, so this I'm going to test it out. Definitely feels lighter. It's not, the material is nowhere near as stiff as the original material they use. This is a much lighter fabric. So we'll see. We'll check it out and see how these work. I'm going to be wearing this suit for the first time on the Trans-Florida Rally, and then I'll be in Daytona for the first week of Bike Week. But I'll give you a full report on the show. We'll talk about it, how these things worked out when we're done. Again, brand new for 2018, Klim Badlands Pro. Check it out, klim.com. Again, you have any questions, you can email me, steve@caferacerpodcast.com. See ya.